Don't forget the doc. Several network participants recently called into Dr. Rick Wright's Old School Sundays radio show. Check this out.
It's superstar heaven. But that's another story. John Kellogg, how things out in Boston, Massachusetts. Get my Bill Clinton voice on here. Bring you on, man. How's it going?
Well, it's cold and rainy here, but it's. I'm glad to be on the air with you, Doc. Right? How you feeling?
Hey, feeling great, man. Feeling super nice. Like mother's advice on a big bad Sunday afternoon, man. You say it's cold in Boston?
Yeah, it's cold and rainy here.
Man, it's warm and raining here in upstate New York, central New York, your old home. But, hey, John, before you get into this report, man, I was over at the Varsity on the campus of Syracuse University, man, about a week or so ago and met a dynamite brother named Jack Harris.
All right.
And we were talking about the early music days of the 1970s, man. We were talking about the new decade, your group, man. And we were talking about all kind of groups and clubs and everything here in Syracuse, like the old English Inn, the Shangri-La East.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Patterson's Club, man, the Dolphin, and all that stuff that was in business when you were a student in the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University and the big-time group called the New Decade. Well, I came back to my office, man, in the Newhouse School, and in my door, man, was this big black and white reproduction of a photograph of the New Decade.
Oh, all right.
And the picture was shot on the steps in the lobby of Newhouse 1.
That's right.
And he had an arrow pointing at a guy with a big afro, man, sitting back on the steps with all these beautiful people around him, and said, John Kellogg. So,
well,
ladies and gentlemen.
Go ahead.
Oh, so I just want to simply say, ladies and gentlemen, let me proudly present on this big bad Sunday afternoon, Mr. John Kellogg, Esquire.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Doc Wright, and thank you, Jack Harris. I want to see a copy of that. I lost that. I haven't had a copy of that in years. Hadn't seen it. That was the very first picture that we took of the group. You know, we used to call ourselves the 8-Piece Monster.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, 106.9 listeners, here's your biz report for this week, because everybody knows somebody in the music business. Doc, I've got two things for you this week.
Hey, lay it on us, man. Put it on us, John Kellogg, world's foremost expert in music from Boston, Massachusetts, and the Berklee School of Music.
All right, first, I've got to talk about one of the biggest artists of the 90s. One of the biggest artists of the 90s was MC Hammer. Doc, you remember MC?
Oh, man, too legit to quit from Oakland, California. Yeah,
That's right.
I got an MC Hammer story I'm going to tell you, too. Go ahead, lay it on us, man.
Well, I saw him twice last week. First on the Tom Joyner Sky Show, where he performed on stage at the Tom Joyner family reunion, and he had about 12 dancers with him. And now, while people only talk about his fall from grace and financial demise, you need to know that Hammer still got it. His funky music and exciting dance moves are still electrifying. And later on in the week, I saw him on the Ellen DeGeneres television show. And not only did he perform, he also chatted with Ellen about his life. It was encouraging to hear him say that he really didn't care about losing the money. What really made a difference to him was keeping his wife of 23 years and family together during the down times. He also said that he knew he was spending too much money during his peak, but he was committed to helping his community by giving jobs to talented young neighbors and friends on his tours. He also said that he has a new CD that's coming out soon. And secondly, an 80s icon, Prince, also released his new album, Lotus Flower, today. It's a revolutionary idea, releasing a 3-album bundle for only $11.98. But you know, Prince always has revolutionary ideas. As I indicated in my last report, he made an appearance on The Tonight Show 3 days in a row from Wednesday through Friday of last week. And I'm sure the promotion is going to do a lot for Target, the exclusive retailer of his CD, driving hundreds of thousands of people into their stores. Revolutionary tactics by a revolutionary artist. And the album was great, by the way. I bought my copy this morning. And that's all I have to say for this week, Doc Wright. What were you going to say about MC Hammer?
Hey, MC Hammer. John, in my days as a United States naval officer, had duty at Treasure Island, big pretty island in the San Francisco Bay, you know, and met a lovely young lady, man. This is when my superstar life was kicking, you know, old and ugly now, you know what I mean?
All right.
But this particular young lady was like a sister to me, really, but she was an attorney from Oakland, California. Miss Pam Froer was her name. And, man, this is a superstar, beautiful sister who I met on a Great Lakes cruise, man, where she was working for bankruptcy court, an attorney for the federal bankruptcy court in Oakland, California. So I was, on duty at Treasure Island, had a little bit of time. So she called me and said, hey, Rick, are you available for me to show you something really important? I said, I'll come over and pick you up, man. So I came out of the BOQ, man, the back floor officers' quarters, which was beautiful, man, looking at the San Francisco skyline. This young lady pulls up in a convertible, man, Mercedes, man. I mean, a lot of money, you know what I mean? So I jumped in the car, man, and she had the top back, California weather, all nice, man. So we jumped up on the bridge there in the Oakland, Bay Bridge into Oakland, California. Went down to the federal building in Oakland, California. Went into bankruptcy court, man, and we walked in, and the place was kind of empty. Then a few people showed up. And then a brother showed up, man, with a baseball cap on, looking really destitute, man. I mean, this brother looked like he had absolutely no money, like everything had gone wrong. And the young man got up, and the judge said, are you Mr. James Burrell or something like that, better known as MC Hammer?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget that day, man. He was funny, though, man. I mean, he came to court looking like broke, man.
Well, that was a good move for him.
That was a good move, man. Don't come in there looking rich, man.
Right.
And so Miss Soror, our attorney, looked at me and said, hey, Rick, I just wanted you to see this scene. But he was a dynamite young man, did a lot for the community, and when people need to step up to help him, they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's really a tragic story, but the good news is that he's coming back, and that's what I saw. He's still got it, future.
He's got it. Too legit to quit. MC
right.
Hammer. Well, we talk about the music business, man.
That's right. Well, look, Doc, it's good talking with you as usual. And remember, every time the music gets played, somebody gets paid.
Somebody gets played, and let's get the Commodores paid with a big bad sound, John Kellogg. Fancy dancer. Talk to you next week. Love you, man. You're the real deal. John. All right, so get to all the Syracuse University alums throughout the world. Checking out Dr. Rick Wright, Power 106.9 Old School Sunday. On a big bad Sunday afternoon, Dr. Rick Wright live and well in Syracuse here at Power 106.9 Radio. Do it.
The network reminds you that you too may call in to Dr. Rick Wright on Sundays between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check in with the doc at area code 315-428-1069. Don't forget the doc.